All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. The sun is out. It's a glorious weekend.
I'd like to be out. I'd like to be out right now.
right in the middle of it. The Green Bay Packers will
I'd like to be on the green.
On Sunday. The Green Bay Packers coming to town. Look at that guy.
It was better. It was better this week. Better for me. Better this week. Better this week.
All time. How you doing, man?
I'm good. You know, long Thursday. We continue to deliver for the people on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Not even a sweat.
No.
It wasn't even a sweat. I felt good about it the whole time.
Yeah, I did too. I felt like in watching that game, and you and I were talking about this off air, it's just hard to stay up past a certain time.
Yep.
So I really need these things well in hand. Like if they can be well in hand by 10:30, I'm in a pretty good mood. So it was both. I had no doubt that Buffalo would win the game, and also no doubt that Miami would take care of the scores. Both were true the whole time.
The whole time. Never a doubt.
It also felt to me like Miami kind of pushed all of the chips into the middle of the table last night. Like it was like, let's give our best.
But they couldn't throw the ball down the field. They
No.
can't at all.
No. And I do think you have to – I think this is year 7 with Tua.
Yeah,
It's his 6th or 7th year. And it's crazy because I want to say – I don't have it in front of me, but I looked it up this morning.
Good night, Irene.
I want to say he's something like 15 games or something, maybe even more, like 25 games over 500 as a starter. You can find it pretty quick. But it's over by a ways. He's a winning quarterback. In fact, this year is the only year that he's had a losing record as a starting quarterback. Every other year that he's played, he's had a winning record as a starting quarterback. He had the great year in 2023, which is why I was on him to start 2024, and then it didn't carry over at all.
All right, so he is 38-27 as a starter. So
11
games
over.
over 500. 6-3, 7-5, 8-5, 11-6, 6-5, and then this year 0-3. 2023, he leads the league 4,624 yards, 29 touchdowns. Last year was still in 11 games, 73% completions, 28-67, 19 touchdowns, 7 picks. This year, it's been 69.7, 575, 5 touchdown, 4 picks. What's weird about this year is he is averaging his yards per attempt in that 2022 season led the league 8.9. Oh, God, doing business. He got those are the ones. Look at those are the ones.
I know what
Look
that
at him.
is.
Yeah, you know what that is.
I
Those are
know
the
what
ones that he
doing.
matches. Yeah, of course.
I know what he's doing. I see the coordination.
Yeah.
I got you.
He went from, perennially being 8 yards an attempt.
Oh, hold on. He's back. He's
coming
the coordination.
back.
The
There it is. The coordination. Yeah.
Coordination.
Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Of course. It's
He's so
beautiful.
excited.
There it is.
Oh, boy. Even a backflip.
It was a backflip right
Coordinated.
there. Oh, my goodness.
My gosh. I'm blushing. It's so much.
So much.
All right.
Well, listen, we got good news, right? The FAA has approved everything for the stadium as we told you it would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just going back real quickly. He is career 7.5 air yards per attempt, and in 2022 he led the league at 8.9 yards per attempt, 9.2 air yards in that great 23 season, 8.3, 8.2. This year it's 6.5 yards per attempt, 5.5 air yards per attempt. They're not getting the ball down the field at all.
And it's kind of a microcosm for a particular thing that you can find yourself in the National Football League. Because there isn't anybody, probably during any of the last 4 or 5 years, who said Miami's good enough to go win it.
Correct.
Right? But they've been fun, but there's a ceiling on it.
Yep.
And now they're at this point where they were at this point a few years ago. Like, well, what do we do with Tua? Well, we got to pay him. So they did. They paid him. And they've been relevant. But now they're kind of like at the end of the road of the relevancy. Tyreek Hill's a little bit older. You remember how they went all in? They went all in with Jalen Ramsey. Like they've tried all of these other things to kind of go all in for it. It didn't take. You never got better than Buffalo. You didn't get better than Baltimore. So now you're kind of stuck in like this nowheresville where you're not a playoff team. You're 0-3, so you're not making the playoffs this year. Statistically, that would be just a crazy outlier if they somehow were able to do it. So they're likely not making the playoffs. And now you're like, well, okay, well, is Tua going to get better, or have we already seen his best?
I think
at
we've
this
seen
point?
his best.
I would be with you. So now what? And this is the thing that you find yourself in, and all of a sudden then you're like, okay, well, he's not it. We got to do better than this. But then you go back on this path of, because they've looked for quarterbacks forever too since Marino. I mean, they've thrown a lot of stuff at the wall trying to find the next guy. They've drafted him. They've traded for him. They've done all sorts of things to find the next guy, and they've never found him, right? Because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do.
Very.
And so, yeah, like, was this a successful tenure for him there?
Yeah.
Probably. They probably had some fun, had a few laughs, you know? It's like the line
Let
from,
me look at their,
hey, Hans, have a few laughs.
Hans Bubby.
A little bit of that from Die Hard, but that's kind of where I think that there's like this notion that like you're entitled to Super Bowls. You're not.
So they've only been to the playoffs. They've won 0 playoff games while he's been there. They've only been once in 23. So
yeah,
I would
it's
say
one
that's not
time, so it's probably
successful.
not because
Not successful.
I don't know. And then like with Herbert, if it end like for some reason if he started going down, although it appears he's a rocket ship now, no playoff wins for him, right? None.
No.
And 2 bursts.
2 attempts, 22-24.
Yeah, and they were in the same draft, and it was Tua over Herbert, and obviously that was one that you go, geez, that's
I think he's
probably
gonna
like to have that one back.
I don't think he's going to get it this year.
I do too. I actually
Herbo.
think the Chargers, to me, feel like they could, if they keep this up, they're on a trajectory to force themselves into that conversation with Buffalo and Baltimore and Kansas City. Like they're knocking on that door to me. That's what it looks like to me, but. They got to do it.
Kansas City down.
Yeah, they got to do it long term. But that's what I thought watching the game last night. Of here is a team in Allen and the Bills who are at the precipice. Here's a Miami team that thought they were close coming out of 2023, probably going into 2023, then coming out of it, and it just didn't happen. And now they're kind of nowheresville.
No, and they seem like they're ripe for change, right? I mean, it just seems like that's going to be a team that's going to have a lot of change. So we'll see. The owner doesn't want to fire him. He said only if the players stop playing. And I did not see that. I thought they played hard for him.
Yeah.
Watching the game and watching Josh Allen, he's so good. James Cook is so good. They can spread the football around. They don't really have a number one, which I think at times can make them a little harder. Kincaid's a very good player. Coleman makes big catches when you need it. Elijah Moore looked quite good.
He looked quite good, yeah.
They got Khalil Shakur. They've got Josh Palmer. They've got a lot of guys there. But he just, they're showing the clips of his motion and how it's changed over the years. And, the work he's put in, the coaching that he's gotten, and the work that he's put in with that coaching, I think it's really incredible to watch. And even his incompletions are good balls. Like every ball, he can throw the ball anywhere on the field, but he is ridiculously accurate. He's
a tremendous. Unreal. I actually think him and Lamar. You and I were texting about this last night. I think he and Lamar deserve so much individual credit for taking weaknesses and turning them into strengths. Because both of their weaknesses early on in their career was they're not accurate.
Yep.
And now they're as accurate as anybody in the league.
Yep.
And you don't. I always thought, like, can you teach accuracy, or do you just have that, or you don't?
Right.
Well, they've done it. They've taught themselves how to be accurate, and maybe it was instances with both of them where they didn't. Maybe this. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this as we're spitballing how this happened, other than just their sheer will and determination and all of it. But I just wonder if the two of those guys, just because they were not as highly regarded as recruits, if they didn't have like all of the quarterback training and all of the stuff that some of the 5-star kids have. And so maybe as they got older and their talent alone gets them into the league, and then once you can get all that coaching, now you take that ball of clay and you put it with coaching, and then it elicits this. I wonder if that's part of it, because it doesn't make sense that you are a 50%. I mean, Josh was a mess at times as a rookie. There was times when Lamar couldn't throw it down the field, and now they can hit anything they want wherever they want. So there's something in there where those two guys, through their own will and hard work and all of it, but also maybe the type of training that wasn't otherwise available to them now being available, it's all working. And it's incredible.
It is incredible. It is really what it is. It is an incredible, incredible situation. And the development, go back, man, I want to say it was in Houston.
You and I had the man who birthed this show from his loins on at the Combine after his rookie year.
Wasn't it in Houston, the playoff game?
In Houston,
and it was just
where he was incompetent. And we had him on, and we go, what we got going on here? And his answer, I'll never forget. I knew exactly where you're going as soon as you started that. He's like, I don't know. Josh got to clean it up. He's got to get better. He's got to do these things. But they were really questioning, like, could he develop?
Right.
Because he's lost.
Lost. Absolutely lost. And the answer, a resounding yes.
You bet.
You bet. You bet. Yeah, he can develop. They are. I don't know how complete they are, but if you've got him, you've got a chance.
Well,
I don't know if their D is as complete.
It's enough though.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough. Those two teams, and I'm not ready to bail on Kansas City just yet. I mean, without their two starting quarterbacks, and their defense has actually played really, really well.
The receivers, yep.
Their receivers are a mess. But when
also
they get
played-
back, and they played two really good teams. They played the Chargers and the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, and then I think they have the Giants this week, and then is it Baltimore?
It's Giants this week, and if they don't look great this week,
Yeah.
then you can say, okay, yeah. So it's at Giants, home Ravens, at Jags, home Lions, home Raiders, home Commanders, at Bills. They've got a tough schedule.
Wow,
at
that's
Broncos,
a tough 8
Then
right there.
home Colts, at Cowboys, which I think might be Thanksgiving. Home Texans, home Chargers, at Titans, home Broncos, at Raiders. Yeah, they have a tough schedule.
December, once you get into November, December, it's much more navigable, but they need to be around 500 by Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of the thing for Kansas City.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. I don't know why I just noticed this. I'm guessing it's been there for a long time, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention before, but the idea that Amazon puts the product SKU up during the commercials, I never noticed it till last night.
Oh, yeah, and you can
they've
get
been
it
doing
right on
and you
your
can just
phone.
buy
Yeah,
it right
buy
there.
right
I'm going
there.
like, what's going on?
Yeah, they're trying.
Like,
Buddy,
God, what a system this
brother,
is.
they're trying to sell.
What a system.
They're selling.
You want to talk about direct marketing. That's a pretty good
they're
job
selling.
out of them.
That's what they're doing there.
They have it. Practice today was out at noon. Final injury report for the week. And, oh, baby, this is not great. Mike Hall is out. Questionable Joel Bitonio, Jack Conklin, DeAndre Carter, and Andre Schmidt. He's undergoing an MRI this afternoon. What do you make of all that?
I feel good about Joel, just because he's a veteran. He knows his body. He doesn't need to practice at all. The fact that he was talking with the media yesterday makes you feel, a little bit better about it all. Jack, we haven't seen since he got his eyes poked in week 1, and not because of that. That's not the reason we haven't seen him, but we haven't seen him because, then he got the elbow in practice and hasn't been able to get out there. So I'm a little less confident in that one. That one seems maybe a little bit not as ideal if you're the Cleveland Browns. But we'll see. You've got your tackles in Cornelius and Dawand, who started last week. If Joel couldn't go, it would be Tevin Jenkins that would be playing guard. Former second-round pick in his own right. He started a bunch of games. He started 38 games in his career, and he was drafted back in the second round of 2021. But, yeah, not great. This is a good front, and you want to be good up front. But I still I'm hopeful, obviously, on Joel. I think, with Jack, if we haven't seen him be able to go, we just, it's hard to be optimistic at this point.
Yeah. Where are you with Carter and Schmidt?
I think Schmidt, obviously it happened today. That's typically not great, and it's a calf with the kicker. It feels like that's one that, unless you could get some assurance that there's no possible way to damage whatever it is anymore, you have to have another kicker, because you can't have a kicker going on the opening kickoff, blow out his calf, and then
you don't
now
have
you can't have field goals, or who knows what you're going to do. So, yeah, that feels to me. We saw Corey got hurt, remember, last time because he had to kick off.
I do remember that.
That's how he got hurt. So, I don't know. Do you bring Dustin Hopkins back?
Where is he? I just was Googling him. Is he on a roster anywhere or no?
I don't believe so.
No, it doesn't look like it.
So, yeah, my guess, I would imagine you got to get a kicker.
No, he's not on a roster. So that would be an easy knows everything. And although, what do you need to know?
Make the kicks.
Make the kicks. That's good.
Be like that kid Romo for the Falcons. Comes in and went 5 for 5 last week.
Yeah. Make kicks. That's it. Carter.
We'll see. That's concussions. If he's able to ramp up and he's questionable, that means that there's certainly an opportunity there.
All right, here is Coach Stefanski from earlier today. Let's have a listen.
Okay, going to be a great challenge down there Sunday. It's going to be hot. Beautiful day for football. Excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us. We understand how talented this football team is. They're well coached. Obviously, they're 2-0, and we have a lot of respect for them. So we have to play our best football, and I think the guys are working hard in that regard. Good week of practice, and then obviously finishing touches the next day, and we'll see you guys at 1 o'clock. With that, I'll take any questions.
Under 8th, calf injury show up?
Yeah, during practice. Felt something. We'll get an MRI and see what it is.
Are you planning on bringing some kickers into it?
I think it's premature to say.
Joel could potentially play because you trust he has so much experience.
Correct. Yes.
And yesterday he felt better from Wednesday to Thursday. Do you know if he's still...
He's progressing, but with this type of injury, you need to make sure, find out where he is every single day.
Any more details on Andre and how did it happen?
Nothing notable. Mary Kay felt something. We're doing the appropriate thing and getting a look at it with some imaging, and we'll go from there.
All right, there you go. Reading between the lines on that, translating Kev, if you will,
Yes,
I would
yes.
say that Batonio feels we're good there. And
think
the
so.
others are a little bit different. That's the way I would translate that one. The Schmidt thing, I guess there's a stable of guys that are around, and you dip it, you pay attention to it. Everybody's got a list, and you just try to get somebody in here quickly.
Yeah.
Like fly in tomorrow
Come on
morning
down.
and
Let's kick the ball.
see if we can go kick, man. On the Green Bay side of things, we're waiting on the final injury report there. Tight end Tucker Kraft will be a game-time decision on Sunday per Matt LaFleur, doing rehab work off to the side during the open portion of practice today. I thought out of there that I was seeing very likely play with him, but maybe.
So they said it's not long-term.
Yeah.
But to me, that's if he didn't practice today.
Yeah, that's always the one we look for is the Friday.
Yeah, Friday. If you get an injury on Thursday, you don't practice Friday, you typically aren't going to play on Sunday. And my guess is, just given, let's see, do you know who they have off the top of your head? Do you know who they have next?
I don't.
I'll pull it up.
2-0 heading into us, and we're obviously 0-2. And
My guess is they will err on the side of caution.
Especially with Reed already going down. I don't think you want to get
they are at Cowboys, Bengals at home, at Cardinals, at Steelers. Oh, my gosh. Their schedule is,
Not bad.
yeah. Here on Sunday, obviously, at Cowboys the following week, then Bengals at home, at Cardinals, at Steelers, Panthers at home. They play the Eagles on November 10th.
Yeah, my guess is
So they can be cautious here.
They've got us, Dallas, then a bye week. So they could
They could really be cautious if they want.
if they wanted to. My guess is they'll be cautious this week.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Those
I'd
are
be
your
fine if they were cautious.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's quite good.
Rest him.
You don't
Rest
need
him.
it. Stay home. Those are your Hot Topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We've got the scores. We've got your over-unders. We will be joined at 4 o'clock by Rob Domofsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter on the Green Bay Packers. Got your keys to victory, your Sunday forecast, all of the fun, including Z and Gerard with Big Thanos. That is coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, we got something exciting here. Play the Ohio Lottery's new $5 Win Big scratch off for a chance to win $100,000. And if you don't win, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter the Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prize, including Cleveland game tickets, even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery. Now, lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Go to your favorite Ohio Lottery retailer today. Get your hands on this new $5 scratch off. It's called Win Big. You can win $100,000, and if you don't, you can enter to win game tickets and other prizes. Get yours today at your favorite Ohio Lottery retailer. And remember, play responsibly. Now here are Z and Gerard, 2-on-1 with Dawand Jones.
2 games.
You're done.
How's everything been going so far for you this season?
It's been going really well. Sorry for the losses. It's been tough, but hopefully to fix it this Sunday.
One thing that I've noticed in watching you, and I know that you've talked with Joe Thomas, who's been kind of a mentor and a personal coach to you about it, is it feels like when you get in situations against the very best in this game, and I remember going back to when you first got thrust into action, and it was T.J. Watt and Trey Hendrickson and Nick Bosa right out of the gate. You've gone against Micah, who you'll see again this week. But going back to week 1, Trey Hendrickson couldn't get anything going against you. So what makes it you kind of elevate your game when you go against the very best?
It starts from practice. Going against Miles, like just today, we went against Miles, and I was like, just the same as going.
It's not going to be any harder.
Yeah, it's like the same going against Michael Parsons this week. So I just take it from practice and take it to the game.
And with that, Dawand, confidence, building that, having the repetitions. We talk about the importance of that. You feel that as it goes into your 3rd season, okay, I'm really getting a grasp of how I play this position and what I'm required to do as a pro.
Honestly, like I said, I go back and watch film, and then, like he said, just interacting with Joe and just interacting with the guys, and Joel, they helped me out a lot. Just taking everybody's pieces and stuff like that. And it seems to me when I observe you on the sideline that you're very talkative. Now, I'm pretty sure some of the stuff you do say can't be said right now. But has that always been a part of your game, man, just being somewhat verbally combative with your opponent? I feel like that's my mantra, my style. Even AB, which is our general manager, I said he loves when I, trash talk when I'm doing it the right way. So, yeah.
Did that come from your early days on the basketball court? Is that where you became a prolific trash talker? Yes, a nod. Yes, a knowing nod over there.
That's definitely where it came from. Playing basketball, playing at the park. Being a bigger guy, they're gonna talk. So it's like you really want to establish your dominance. You won't let them know you're there. Like you're not going nowhere the rest of the game.
Who did you love growing up from a basketball standpoint? Who did you, as a bigger guy, who did you try to model your game after?
So being from Indiana, it was Greg Oden, high school basketball-wise, but obviously on a bigger spectrum, it was really Shaq and, Big Baby and Dwight Howard. Those are my guys that, I model, even like Tim Duncan, his just
the big fundamental.
Simple game, what I mean? He played power forward, but basically was a center in my opinion, just how simple he was in the post.
Do you and Joel ever talk hoops at all?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah. He knows that I know, almost a lot of sports, and he just kind of knows, basketball and football. So I kind of school him a lot on basketball.
I love it.
And I love that you utilize basketball for your imagery when you're doing what you do, because when I played DB and we're in cover 2, I took the same perspective that, okay, I'm cutting you off at the baseline, and I love how you put that together with your approach with playing football as a tackle. And how much do you go back to that and think about that and reiterate that to your game?
All the time. It's just, like you said, just cut them off. You get to that, the junction point of when you set, and it's just make sure don't let them get there and, force them out of bounds or, just keep them stalemate. Just play good defense and you're really on offense. So I really like that piece of the game. And, coaches have really told me that since high school. They're just it's the same game. It's the same game. And, I try to translate it just still to this day.
And one of the things I appreciate, and I feel that you're experiencing this, is that guys aren't coming right at you per se. I feel that teams are doing a lot of stunts and twists and things of that nature. So I would, if I were you, take it as a compliment, because they're pretty much saying, hey, I can't beat this dude straight up or head up, but I'm going to try to have to do some trickeration, if you will, in order to get the job done. So understanding that What's been your approach with that?
Like almost basketball, it's like getting brought to the top of the key, getting called for a pick and roll, and saying like the big guy can't guard, so it's like almost move your feet, and it's the same when I'm picking up twists in games. Just make sure you move your feet, and you kind of see it when you take your set. You see everything in front of you, and you just gotta be patient.
You talked earlier about Joe Thomas and how cool it is to have a Hall of Fame mentor, and obviously, and he has a lot of belief in you, and I know you guys are in regular communication. What's the one thing, I'm going to ask you two questions, but first, from a physical standpoint, what's the one thing that he's really stressed to you from a physical standpoint to help you?
Just really the conditioning part. Just hustle after plays after it's over. He really harped on me on that, and I feel like that's like kind of my my thing right now. Like at least give yourself a 5-yard burst. I set kind of deep sometimes. In the pocket. Just
that's what he says. Let him come to you. Right?
So it happens, but just make sure you get that burst after, and get that conditioning within practice.
And then from a mental side and a preparation side and the notes and all the note taking that he would do, how has that kind of helped you kind of refine things? And has there been a moment in the game where something that, a tip that he'd given you or a way to think about looking at something, you recognize it and it allowed you to shut somebody down?
He kind of helped me on my stance and stuff like that. I think that really helped me out. So when I get to the games, I just think about what the notes he given me. He loves note cards.
Yes, he does.
I took that from him. Wyatt does it as well. Just people are different, we're learning the game. And so I just feel like the note cards have been hitting me pretty well, and I'm going to keep following on it. And, shout out to Joe. I like this method, and it's working for me.
Yeah.
Now, you have a lot of guys who attended the same university that you attended. Denzel comes to mind, as well as Judkins. Baker as well. Do you guys ever get together and say, let's have an Ohio State night or get together or anything like that? Whippler as well.
I tried to get them all down for the game, but
it fell through.
It did not. I don't think Jerome was there. Denzel, I asked him like all week, was he going? He didn't show up. Luke went home. Everybody just the plans didn't go. I didn't see Rocket, but I seen all my other guys from all the other NFL teams. But it definitely didn't go through. I wish it worked like that. But we talk Ohio State in the locker room all the time. We played Texas, and I was talking to Bond, and I was like, we're going to beat them, which they did. Yeah. And so, we just talk a little bit trash to other teams.
When you go back like that, how fun is that for you to be on the sideline and be, one of the guys that when you were there, you probably liked it when the NFL guys would all come and be on the sideline, and now that's you.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I think all of us shaking up, no offense. I seen Jack Sawyer, Zach Harrison. I just seen all the guys I grew up with at Ohio State. So that was like a full circle moment, and just being like, wow, we're at like, the shoe on a Saturday, 12 o'clock prime time, basically, hi-ho. Yeah, so it was dope,
And what's your favorite part about Sunday morning getting ready for a football game, Dawand?
Yeah, what's your routine? Do you have any superstitions or anything you like to do every time?
I don't know. I make sure I go home in the morning. Like that's my main thing. I go home. I probably go back to sleep for like a little minute, and I wake up and just get the day started. I watch film before I go out, so I think that's the main thing that some people probably don't do. I have like my laptop, so I got my game room right next to my bedroom, and I just go right to my game room and go watch film right before the game, and I feel like that helps me as well because I'm seeing everything. And
what are you looking for in that last second crash? Is it third downs? Is it blitzes? Is there something that in particular you're trying to highlight at that moment?
Just some moves I might expect today, and then sometimes I go back to like the roots of like where they started at. I go back to like the year that they came in the league because those moves never change. That's what they're really going to get to.
So they are, yeah.
And so I do that a lot. I did it for all the good guys. Everybody we play, I go back to the first game, first rookie year, and see what they brought.
And does it pan out for you?
Yeah, it's panned out pretty well for
me.
So
should have said anything though.
It's all right.
Listen, they can't erase the tapes. They're out there.
No, they can be listening.
Everything. They can't erase.
I gotta change that move.
So you are a big sneaker guy. You and I have talked about this many times. Obviously, it's a lot easier.
Tonight.
It's easier for me.
I got the Mellow 2s on. Not many people got these. I got these from Index PDX. It's out there in Portland.
And what size am I wearing?
Size 18. Yeah. That's what they say. Size 17 back there be no. I stayed with Jordan's on deck. I think that's my main thing.
Do you always like to have, like, on game day, do you have a particular pair for the game?
I gotta show you my closet, Nate. So if you see the closet, you be like, yeah, he has no particular shoe he's gonna wear.
Okay,
Shoe
it's
game
just going
on
there.
lock.
It's dealer's choice. Dealer's
Yes,
choice.
sir.
Well, Dawand, good luck. I'm excited to watch you and what has been a very good line. They got Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. They got Pro Bowlers everywhere on the edge. That's going to be a great matchup to watch you go out there. So best of luck against Green Bay on Sunday.
Thank you for having me.
You guys were at West Park Station last night. Do I have that right?
Darn right. Shout out
Yeah.
to Jason Salupo and company.
How'd they
13 years we've been going there.
consecutively? It was
Yeah.
always my favorite. I loved it. Bootsy was born right at that hospital
Fairview.
right there, Fairview. Yeah, he was born
Yeah.
there. So that always put me in a good mood because that was right on the way. And then that's the spot of where I FaceTime with Chomps, and Bootsy was so moved by seeing Chomps on his phone that he was
It's a
in
beautiful
tears.
thing,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a beautiful thing. Always loved
By the way,
it.
I don't know if you've heard the ads. Luca was born at the UH.
I have.
In Geauga. Yeah.
I have heard that's where he was, and
Yeah.
and he's thriving,
Thriving.
as is normal. Hey, were you guys watching Sunday Night Football last night on the last play before half?
See, I had it on the radio. I had a little Westwood 1 call last
Okay.
night.
Did you?
Thursday night football. Maybe.
Were you Thursday night? Were you watching the last play before half? The very last play, the kneel
Thursday.
down last night. Bills Dolphins. Were you watching the play? The
Yeah,
kneel
Josh
down
kneeled, and
from
then
Josh.
They like ran in, like sprinted in, as I recollect. I maybe not listening, but that's what I recall.
Okay, that's what happened.
Okay.
I'm not convinced Josh Allen's knee was ever down when he had possession of the ball. So pull up Tom Pelissaro. I thought of this in the moment, and then I had to go help the kids with something, and I'm like, oh, forget it, whatever. But as I was watching, I go, whoa, hold on. Was he down? So you watch it, and you tell me what you see. Pelissaro just tweeted about it about an hour ago.
Hold on. Buffalo.
By the way, speaking of the whole broadcast, I didn't realize the G-Man was telling me, because I just watched the actual game broadcast. I don't watch the other channels
Me
that
too.
are options.
Yeah.
But he's like, you can watch the all-22 of it.
Okay,
Oh, I didn't know you could do that on that.
He watched the all-22 last night.
that's cool.
And it had like the stat.
On Amazon?
Here.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I didn't.
there's another alternate broadcast. It's
Yeah,
really
there's like a
actually really
prime.
cool.
There's a prime stats broadcast, and it shows you the all 22 from
Oh,
behind the
that's
offensive
awesome.
line. It's fascinating to watch, and it really hammers home how awful Tua is. And
So go ahead.
All right.
And what else?
so they have like orbs around each of the skill position players, and like they track how fast they're running, and the
okay.
routes that they're running. So you can see the route trees kind of. It's almost like you're playing Madden.
Okay.
But
okay.
I thought it was neat. I love watching the game in all 22.
All 22 is where it's at. Especially, I mean, that's why when people are always like, oh, the press box is so high up. I'm like, no, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Like, that's exactly where I want to be. You give me 50-yard line all the way up, that's where I want to be. All right, go ahead.
All right. So from this view,
You've got the all 22 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. From this view, what happens is he puts his left knee down right away, but he bobbles the snap. Now the left knee's up when he picks the football up.
Yep.
The one spot is right there that I do think, as we go to the end zone, I do think he's going to pick the ball. So he's going to left knee down, drops it. Then he's going to pick it up, but watch his right knee right there. The ball's in his hands and his right knee's on the ground.
Is it for sure on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. On the TV copy.
And then he gets up and throws the ball to the official.
All right. So the TV copy is actually better than the 122 you have.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get this pulled up for you. All right. Hold on.
I can pull it up right
Here
here.
you go.
So that's just the side. So his right when he
But
bobbles
it's a little
it,
bit back further, so like you can kind
Bobble,
of see.
boom, right there.
Does
See his
that
right
hit?
knee?
Okay. And then he
Can
just.
you do that in slow mo?
I don't know. It's off of social, so let me
Here,
just.
hold on.
I can do it.
Here we go. Here, this
Here,
is,
I might be able to do it. Yeah. I think it does work.
boom. It just for brief,
Brief, but it's dicey.
way too close.
And he just like gets it and tosses it to the referee.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
knew like that wasn't clean, but here you take this. I'm out of here. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Is the way I kind of seemed to me.
Yeah.
Because he just like hands it and runs.
Oh, yeah, he
and the
sure
referee's
does.
going to catch it.
23 is right there. If the ref
But
had
it's-
hopped out of the way and 23
If
picked
the
it
ref
up,
was like this,
he should have. He
yeah,
should have hopped
he should
out of
have.
the
He
way.
shouldn't have caught it
No, should not have caught it.
because it's close. It's really close.
It's also very
The spirit of it is clearly what he's doing, but
So what I would say is at the beginning when he kneels, that's a give himself up. The second part when he kneels, he's kneeling to pick the ball up and get up. That's not the same act as giving yourself up.
it's also a valid point out of you. And in that instance, that would be he would have to be touched to be down.
I'm pretty sure if that official got out of the way of that ball and 23 of the Dolphins, who was right there, went and picked it up and ran into the end zone for a touchdown and then forced them to review it, that I think there's a very good chance that would have been a touchdown. Very good chance. Very. Because
it's
that knee at that point is not necessarily down to give him up. He's facing away from the line of scrimmage. It's to pick the ball up and almost move out of there. I don't know. That's tough.
And the referee just catches it and then he puts it to his side. He holds it to his side, as opposed like it's once he catches it, it's done. There's nothing you can do at that point. He's become part of the play.
Yep.
But even in real time, where I haven't thought about it until
I'm glad you brought
it
that up.
just
I did
popped
not
up.
see it.
So I was watching it live when it happened, and someone yelled, and I remember what it's about. I'll tell you what it's about in a second. And so I bounced up. And then by the time I got back, it was halftime, and I never thought about it again. And then I just saw it in the last couple of minutes on the timeline, and I'm like, oh, my God, that's right. Because it just looked weird. It's like, are we sure he's down?
That looked very weird. Very, very, very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I know everyone knows the spirit of what he's attempting to
Sure.
do. We all know
But
that.
you still have to
But you have
execute
to
it.
execute it. And I don't know
Isn't
that
that
he did.
like? And I don't know if it was a Neil play or wasn't that what Herm Edwards? Wasn't that a Neil the famous Herm Edwards play?
Oh, the one from like when he played with the Eagles?
Yeah, wasn't that supposed to be a Neil and they fumbled and he?
Yeah. I can't remember what that one was.
gonna
If
look
that
it
was
up.
an end of game circumstance when
I'm
he
looking
did that or not, I can't recall. But yeah, it was closer than you would think with that one. What was the Herm?
The most famous play associated with Herm Edwards is the miracle at the Meadowlands, a 1978 fumble recovery for a game-winning touchdown against the Giants, giving the Eagles a 19-17 victory. It's also called the fumble and led to the implementation of the victory formation in football. I need a video of it.
Well, and we just had this last week with Caleb Johnson in Pittsburgh where he thought it was down. I mean, kind of like, oh, that's down. It's a touchback. And actually, it was a touchdown. The most famous one is the Leon Lett one where he inexplicably decides
Drops the ball.
to go chase down a ball
yeah.
that's been blocked. And then it's like, what are we doing on Thanksgiving against the Dolphins?
So this is number 23, by the way. The Miracle at the Meadowlands is play number 23 on the NFL's 100 greatest plays. And this was, remember, for NFL 100, they did all these 100 lists. Mm-hmm. It ended up getting play number 23 there. I'm going to turn this volume down because I'm sure we're getting an ad. I'm going to watch it in a second. But it said that this play, the fallout of this play, led to the advent of victory formation. So my guess is maybe they were trying to do a knee, but they just, because it was not yet there, they failed.
Well, and you see that all the time. I see it in college all the time where they aren't quite able to do victory, but they want to run around and then get a knee down so they don't have to snap it again. So you see that all the time, which always leads to awkward, like, personal foul-ish stuff that happens inevitably on that. But it was quick. It was quick, and it was a little reckless, I thought, when I was watching it.
You know, definitely. I'm glad you brought that to my attention. I think, again, had it happened,
if that referee goes like this and it bounces off him or just falls to the ground, I don't even think the referee. I mean, it's instinctual. Someone throws you a football, you just grab it.
Yep.
You know, when you're a referee.
Yep.
But I don't know if it was. Hey, Cleveland, don't miss the brand new Doghouse by NJM Insurance. Play Madden, snap photos with Chomps and Brownie the Elf. Get ready for kickoff. Come early to Dog Pound Drive. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. The over-unders coming your way next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Score big with the Howard Hanna, the official real estate partner of your Cleveland Browns. As Northeast Ohio's #1 real estate provider, they're dedicated to helping you make the best move. Visit howardhanna.com/GoBrowns to explore your winning options today. Time for a little segment we like to call Over or Under.
Hello.
Hello, Gibby.
What do we?
Let's go.
What's the damage from last week?
You guys were inverted.
Oh boy.
So week 1, Gibby 4-1, Z 2-3. Week 2, Z 4-1.
Yeah,
Gibby,
baby.
2-3.
So we're all knotted up.
We're all knotted up.
No one gives it back better.
Knotted up.
That's right.
All knotted up. I remember
Right
turning
back.
around to Gibby. Well, some people were in the throes of despair. And I said, that's the over. Cha-ching.
Which one was that? Which stat? Do you remember which stat it was? It was
On the over. 'Cause I
Oh,
did
the actual
total.
over.
I knew the actual
You knew the
over.
actual
Yep.
over.
And I knew. So the only one I didn't get right was Flacco's
Flacco
yards.
passing yardage. That's
Yeah.
it.
Everything else really dialed in there.
Yep.
Really dialed.
Really were. Really were.
Oh, baby.
All right, Dr.
Oh.
Z, you got to go
I
first
mean,
on
you
Gibby
this.
taking
was like-
the over means you didn't.
Gibby
yeah.
was so anti-Browns in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But somehow
This is going to test your loyalties, I think, this week on on that front.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what happened to respect Gibby's privacy, but Gibby today, and so that people understand how much he, what a great human he is, despite the fact that he tries to be a thief of my joy on a great many occasions. He also can be a very good friend and protector, and I appreciate you, Gibby.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I try.
No, you are.
I try. I try to deflect.
He's the head honcho.
A lot.
He is.
He's the head honcho. He does. He's a good man.
He
Very
really is.
thorough. Very
It's
thorough.
he really is treated by a great many as like my personal keeper.
It is.
Which is
It's mind blowing. How many times I'm
wild.
like, you know,
But
he
today-
doesn't report to me.
Today he was a human shield for me, and I appreciated
that's
it.
nice.
Yes,
That's
it was
very
good.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really like
you're his
I'm-
ward?
It's like I'm a human being. I have a phone. You can ask me questions. You can talk to me directly.
They're like, is he
They always
available
go
on
to
this
him.
day to play?
They
I'm
always
like,
go to
I
him.
don't know. You should ask him.
For some reason, I just thought of There Will Be Blood, like he's Daniel Plainview and you're the small child.
Totally, I'm the
I've abandoned my boy.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right on all of this.
All of it, spot on. So it's really amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That makes.
But he did me. He did.
That
he
makes
did a
my
good job.
Friday.
Good job, Gibby.
That pleases
Trying.
me. All right, hit it.
Over, under.
All right, Dr. Z, we're going to start with you. The subject matter is passing yardage. We're going to do the theme for this week is our guys versus their guy. Okay. Passing yardage. Joe Flacco over under Jordan Love.
Testing alliance.
Wow, this is one I didn't. I'll be honest with you, didn't see this coming. I didn't see these types of questions. This is a whole
You better get.
shift.
He's better get some things. You better get some. He's got to go to some paperwork.
PFF Nate. Gotta look at the numbers.
I'm gonna go. Joe Flacco.
Let's go. Give Flacco, Love. By the way, I do this thing where I even wrote it down wrong, and I know you've caught me doing this before. For some reason, there is a Stanford running back, I think named Bryce Love.
Well, he was on my dynasty teams for a great many seasons. Who never
Right.
never
So,
happened. You're calling Jordan Love Bryce Love?
I constantly call Jordan Love Bryce Love.
Yeah.
Or, like today, I wrote it down Bryce Young. So because they
That's
kind
why-
of
yeah.
are similar
Yeah, yeah.
stature and appearance, and so I do this
I don't know about
all the
I don't
time.
know about stature, but appearance.
Well,
sure.
appearance,
Yes.
yeah,
And they play quarterback in the NFL.
They're both sort of slight. Love's quite a bit taller.
Quite a
but
bit.
Yeah. Give it.
Bryce Young, if you stood next to him, would boggle your mind.
More than Kyler even because of how the weight thing.
We were in the tunnel at the stadium. We had for the joint practices with Carolina.
Yeah.
We had a change at the stadium, and they did as well. And then their practice facilities right adjacent to the stadium.
Yeah.
So that's the locker room that they use. There was a meeting of the leadership of both teams beforehand to be like, hey,
take care of each other, blah, blah, blah.
I thought somebody's kid had snuck into
that
the proceedings, and it was Bryce Young.
That's something. Outlier amongst outliers.
Yeah. Like, if I will deem him play, because it's not like Darren Sproles wasn't big, but at least he was like,
he's thin.
Thick.
Yeah.
Bryce Young to be hit by the Myles Garretts and Malik Collinses and all these guys of the NFL. If he makes it 17 games, I would consider that to be just a stunning physical achievement. Stunning.
It's about right. He's not lying. He's
yeah,
and it's
crazy.
pretty amazing given like the first time we went there was Cam Newton, and Cam Newton walked on the field.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And Zagura and Casey Koulis are on the sideline. I got on the mic, and they're like, we're dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
we don't have anybody
Cam
like
defied
that.
logic when you saw him.
So did Greg Olsen.
Yeah, you're right. Olsen, too. Yeah. Only other one was Mario Williams. I remember him.
Mario Williams was like a superhuman. He was just a human, but
yeah,
bigger, perfectly in proportion. He was just a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at Buffalo. I was like, oh, my God.
I'm going to go Joe Flacco.
Over.
Next. Over, under.
All right, Gibbe. It's been well documented. Teams have struggled running the ball against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, you don't
We're not
say.
looking for yards. I'm looking for carries. Quinshon Judkins carries 15.5. Carries.
Got to get him going. I say over.
Over. Gibbe.
No belief in us already. I see it. Here it comes.
I want that.
Yeah, I know you do, but yeah.
Very bad.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Very badly.
No one's even been close for them for that, like against them.
No, and we
Because you
just
chase it,
use
yeah.
too many running backs. That's my problem with it is we use too many running backs. If it was a situation where Quinn, and I think we're going to give him the ball a lot, but I'm going to have to go under and be thrilled to be wrong because I believe if Gibbe gets that one, we are very much in this game in the fourth quarter and have a chance to win it.
Next. Over, under.
All right, we're going to use this one is for you, Dr. Z. We're using PFF graded pressures and sacks. Miles over under Micah. Pressures and sacks.
Micah Parsons is coming off a game in which he had 8.
That's a lot.
8
That's a lot.
pressures.
That's a lot of pressures. Yeah.
Miles leads our team this year with 10. Isaiah McGuire, by the way, second with 9 pressures. Good job by Isaiah.
Micah over or under Miles?
I believe that Myles Garrett will, on a per drop back basis, be better than Micah Parsons in this football game.
Yeah.
But because I believe we will have significantly more dropbacks than them,
Okay.
I've got to take Micah Parsons.
Okay. So over. Gibbe.
Yeah, I'm taking Micah, but I think our defense as a whole, there will be numerous other people that will get to the quarterback. I don't think their offensive line's as good as everybody maybe makes them out to be.
Only given up 2 sacks all year.
So we
It's
both.
time to change that. Who needs analytics?
Against Washington and Detroit.
Nothing in the world encapsulates this show more than that exchange. I don't think their offensive line is as good as everybody makes it out to. Without skipping a beat, they've only allowed 2 sacks all year.
Next. Over, under.
Oh, that's beautiful. Gibby, this one's you.
Yep.
It's your favorite topic, sacks plus turnovers. We're going to be at 2.5 this week. 2.5. I'm giving you guys a break this week.
Over.
Over?
It's got to be. If it's not, we're not even talking. So over.
Over. All right.
Are we all the same?
No.
No.
We have
Next.
one difference.
Over, under.
I got to get this right here. Hold, please. The committee is scrambling for a moment.
I got you.
All right, there you go.
It's fine.
All right,
we're only gonna.
the-
We're not
the
gonna.
actual-
Hey, Kev, we're not gonna stack here. We'll
Kev,
just do
we're
one
not
break
stacking.
to Kevin.
One break,
Rob.
and we'll stack after.
Ooh. Lower than I thought.
The actual Dr. Z, 41.5. Easily, by far, our lowest of the year.
Under.
By far. Under. 41.5. That might be on a short list of you going unders.
It might
in
be
the history of
very
us doing
rare.
this.
Yeah.
It's
Robbing
almost
people of
never
joy
happens.
already.
Yeah. 41.5, give it.
Why? Because
Over.
we're winning.
You're over.
Three-
Gibby goes over.
We're breaking 20, damn
All right,
it.
there you go.
Let's go, Gibbe.
There you go,
Inject
kids.
it into my veins.
We'll
I'd
go-
be happy to drop both of the two to Gibbe.
We will go behind enemy lines with Rob Domofsky of ESPN NFL Nation on the Packers side of things. Coming up next, you'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for the Cleveland Browns. Tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time to head behind enemy lines. Get the latest on what's going on with this Green Bay Packers team that comes in here on Sunday. And for that, we turn to Rob Domofsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter on the Packers, joins on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Rob, thanks so much for the time. When did you maybe realize this Green Bay team was really good?
That's a great question. I mean, I think we thought all along that they were, pretty good coming into this season. But I think the Micah Parsons acquisition just took it to another level. And I mean, it's not just the what he has brought to the defense. It's the energy that he's brought to the whole locker room. Just the vibe that I'm not sure I can even say the last time I thought one player sort of had this impact. I mean, I was here when Reggie White was here, not when he first got here, but towards the end of it. Charles Woodson. There's a few guys that sort of bring that juice, and obviously Parsons is an incredible player on the field, but what he's brought off of it, I think, can't be underestimated as well.
Yeah, they are playing and have shut down two of the best offenses in the NFL. And you look at what Washington and Detroit did in those other games. Adding Micah is going to make this defense good. Are you surprised at just how good it has been through the first 2 weeks of the season?
Yeah, I mean, there were probably my two biggest question marks about this team coming in was the pass rush and the cornerback situation. Obviously, before Parsons, they really didn't do a whole lot to address the pass rush other than they hired a new defensive line coach this offseason. But, I mean, it was still mostly same cast of characters led by Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness, two former first-round picks who, quite frankly, have not exactly lived up to what people thought they would be. And then on the back end, they parted ways with Jair Alexander, and they did sign Nate Hobbs in free agency. But even that, it was sort of a one-for-one swap at a position where there was still some depth and some talent concerns and some question marks. And while they didn't really do a whole lot else to add to the cornerback position, the addition of Parsons just makes cornerback's job so much easier because, in theory, the ball should come out a little quicker, and you don't have to cover as long. And I think we saw that, especially last week against Washington, where Keyshawn Nixon, who has said for about a year now that he wants to be a number one corner, well, he had 5 pass breakups, and that's the most in any NFL game, regardless of team, in about 4 years. So that obviously so far has helped Keyshawn Nixon a lot.
Yeah, the defense has just been absolutely lights out. It was going to be anyway. Both Nathan and I were picking these guys to be in the Super Bowl before you got Micah Parsons. Then you add him and you go, my goodness. Yeah. There are some injury concerns, though, heading into this one. Obviously, Reed out a while, and then Kraft injured this week in practice. What are you hearing on Tucker Kraft, who's been amazing, by the way, the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, no, he's really poised to break out. He had a nice year last year with 50 catches and a bunch of touchdowns. But this start, he's their leading receiver in all categories, catches, yards, and touchdowns. So when he had an injury on Thursday in practice, people freaked out, and rightly so. But it does look like it's not a long-term injury. The question for all you guys are concerned about, I'm sure, is availability for Sunday. And right now that is up in the air. He did not practice on Friday, although his rehab work that we were able to see was pretty intense. It wasn't like he was just sitting on an exercise bike and going through the motions. He was going through some pretty strong and pretty high level running and cutting and work with the bands on the side. So sounds like it might be a game time decision, but I can't remember, and maybe you guys have seen this, but I can't remember a guy getting injured in a Thursday practice playing in a Sunday game very often, if at all.
Yeah, not when they don't practice Friday. You're right about that. Talk for a second, if you will, about the loss of Jaden Reed. Obviously made an incredible catch when you think about it, to hang on to the ball after breaking your collarbone, and for that to, unfortunately for him, not be a touchdown, double injury. But he's been kind of the main guy the last 2 years. Yeah, how do they replace him?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that, as I'm sure you guys know, has been searching, or at least people want them to have a number one receiver, and they really haven't had one since Davante Adams was traded, 4 years ago. But if there is a guy that's sort of a go-to guy, it has been Jaden Reed. He's their leading receiver the last 2 seasons. He is more of a slot guy, and I don't want to say a gadget guy because that's disrespecting what he does, but he's not necessarily a guy that is going to line up and play 65 plays on the outside and play the whole game. They move him around, they take him on and off the field. So while it is a big loss, I mean, this should open the door for first-round pick Matthew Golden, who really had an outstanding training camp. I wrote about it this week on ESPN.com, that if you watched him in training camp, you'd have thought you'd think he would have started the season just as hot, but he really only has 2 catches for 16 yards and a couple of rushes. So I think this really gives them the opportunity to get their first-round pick to more touches and more involved in the game plan. Romeo Dobbs, they still have him. They still have Dontavian Wicks, who, if people remember last year, he led the league in drops, and he hasn't dropped a pass yet. I know we're only 2 weeks in, but he's made some really tough, high-level catches so far. So they do have some weapons. And then, in the tight end room, people obviously talk about Tucker Kraft, who's had a great 2+ year career, but in that draft class 3 years ago, Tucker Kraft was their second tight end they drafted. They took Luke Musgrave in the second round and Kraft in the third round, and Musgrave's battled a bunch of injuries, but he's healthy now and is super athletic. So, people should watch out for number 88, Luke Musgrave, on Sunday.
What has the Jordan Love growth been like to watch from your vantage point? Everybody obviously knows the story by now, but he's certainly somebody now who's ascended, and you're just kind of wait. It's kind of like, okay, now just go win it all or go get there. Those type of things for him, because everything else has kind of been done.
Yeah, I think the question isn't if he's good. I think the question is, how good can he be? He's got a really good arm. He's very athletic. He's super smart. He does, if there's an area of concern or weakness, it's a little bit of accuracy. And, sometimes that makes him look like he's maybe not making the right decisions and putting the ball in harm's way. But more often than not, when the ball is in jeopardy, it's just because he's a little bit off. There was a play in week 1 where he was trying to throw it away and couldn't get enough on it, and it was almost picked off near the left sideline against Detroit. And that's a ball that if you're going to throw it away, throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that's the only real area of sort of concern with him, and concern's probably not even the right word, because they really, really think he's ascending and is very good to begin with, and a guy who's going to get better and his best football is ahead of him. I do think it's sort of somewhat remarkable that assuming he pans out, and it looks like he's going to, that since 1992 this team has basically had 3 starting quarterbacks.
So that's where I was going next, Rob.
Unreal.
So you've been there. You mentioned that you were there when Reggie was. So how's that possible?
Yeah.
Like no one else in the league has done this, to where you have 3 Pro Bowl guys and 2 Hall of Famers, and maybe Jordan gets there too.
Right. So my big season preview story a couple weeks ago was essentially on that topic, and I remember late in Love's first year as a starter, 2023, when he went on that crazy tear at the end of the season, where over the last 8 games he had 18 touchdowns and 1 interception, and then was really, really good in a playoff win over Dallas. I remember talking to some scouts that were like, "Well, this is how the rest of the league's going to do it this way now. This is proven once and for all that this is the way you should do it." And guess how many teams have done it since then? None, right? I mean, nobody. You look at the first-round draft picks the last couple of years, except for J.J. McCarthy last year, who was injured, they all basically played. And the reason is that, those teams didn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, that was still playing. And you could argue that by picking Jordan Love, it maybe, cost Aaron Rodgers, maybe a chance of getting a guy who was a difference maker and could get him another Super Bowl. But, the Packers general manager, his job is to win now and win 10 years from now. And I think that's why Brian Gutekunst did this, to ensure that, that they at least had a really good shot at picking a quarterback and not having to play him right away. The Packers ownership structure, where they don't have an individual owner, it's a publicly owned team essentially, probably allows a general manager to make that pick, because an owner might say, why are we picking a quarterback when we have a Hall of Famer still playing at an MVP level? And then if we do spend a first-round pick, why are we sitting him for 3 years? Maybe this is the only organization where that really can happen. But I think you could argue that teams that have really good quarterbacks that are maybe not at the end of their career, but nearing the end of their career, should follow this model a little bit more, but it just seems like nobody does.
No, we were talking about this on the show yesterday, that Green Bay did it very, very well. And, Lamar Jackson was drafted in the first round with Joe Flacco, now kind of more towards the end, but similar. And he's not the same quarterback, obviously, Aaron Rodgers was, but he's our guy, Joe Flacco, and he's actually our starting quarterback this Sunday, believe it or not.
Well, most people draft him because they need him.
Right.
Nobody drafts him when they don't, and that's what the Packers have done.
And Philadelphia took Hurts in the
maybe
second.
that's the lesson.
Yeah, they took Hurts in the second when Wentz was supposed to be good.
Right. maybe that's the lesson, though, is just take one before you need one because, and here, if the Packers had, let's say Jordan Love hadn't worked out, the Packers probably would have known that before, they would have had 3 years of him sitting behind Rodgers. And if at the end of year 3, we just don't think Love's it. It gives you the opportunity to get 2 cracks at it without having to suffer through the first guy playing badly. They could have picked another quarterback, before Rodgers played, and now they probably weren't going to. But you just gave them options. Now, about the only downside, and the Packers general manager admitted that, in that interview I did with him a couple of weeks ago, admitted that the only downside of this is you don't get a starting quarterback playing on a rookie contract. And that's by the time Love was a starter, they had to give him a short extension first and then a big one after year 1. So you do lose out. That's about the only downside that the Packers really could see from doing it this way, is that you're always going to have a massive quarterback contract on your salary cap.
It has worked out. And that just kind of popped into my head as we were talking about this kind of from a theoretical standpoint, because there'd some people would say, look at that draft, and I just pulled it up real quickly. Okay, would T. Higgins have allowed with Davante? Would that have allowed Aaron Rodgers to win more than one Super Bowl? When you look at how good he was, is one Super Bowl a success? One's more than none. To me, that is a success. So does the bar have to be for Jordan Love in a sense, because you use a very valuable asset in the midst of a Super Bowl window with Aaron Rodgers? Does Love have to get you to a Super Bowl for you to feel ultimately good about it?
I think those are 2 separate entities. One, that receiver draft was obviously really good, right? That was the Justin Jefferson draft, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
And the Packers were actually trying to trade up to get Justin Jefferson.
Oh, man.
That's who they wanted. And I'm like, like people say, well, they never take a receiver. Well, they've tried. Like, they tried to take Justin Jefferson. They really liked Brandon Ayuk. I think it was the same year.
He went 20 feet went the pick before.
Sometimes you just don't get those guys. So I do think that's a separate question than drafting the quarterback. But, look, the standard around here is a Super Bowl. It's title town for a reason. This team has won 13 NFL championships dating back to 1929. I think regardless of where Jordan Love was picked and what they could have done had they not picked him, I think if he doesn't get to a Super Bowl and win one sometime in the next 10 or 12 years or however long he's the starter here, I think that's definitely, it would be a disappointment, but, certainly not all on Jordan Love either.
Right, and it takes everybody, it's certainly well known around the league. We talked about the D for briefly. Also need to acknowledge Josh Jacobs has been a pretty darn good player since he's been a Green Bay Packer, 11 straight games with a touchdown, including postseason. But want to ask you real quick about this D. Jeff Hafley, the job that he's done, because you look at how they've shut down Detroit and Washington. You look at what those guys have done in the other 2 games, but it's really a team that's not doing anything fancy per se. They're letting their front 4 get home. They're playing a ton of zone. They're giving up no explosives, and it's kind of death by 1,000 cuts, and it is the sense that the more plays you have to run, eventually our front's going to get you.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly right. And that was what they wanted to do last year going in with Hafley, and they really didn't generate enough pass rush. But what they did do was take the ball away at a crazy level last year. I mean, Xavier McKinney had interceptions in I think the first 5 games of the season last year, and it really set the tone for their takeaways. The scary thing is right now this defense isn't getting takeaways. So imagine what will happen if they can start forcing some turnovers. But, I don't know how well people remember Jeff Hafley from his time in Cleveland earlier in his career as a DB coach. But he looks at the defense from the back end forward, and it's certainly like, Xavier McKinney, who just loves playing for Jeff Hafley. He's like a coach on the field in the secondary. And I got to think that if this defense continues to trend in the way it's going and the way it has gone really the last year plus, I think Jeff Hafley is going to be a head coach in the NFL next year. I really believe that. Now, I know it's harder for defensive coaches to get head coaching jobs, but this is a guy who ran his own program at Boston College, left a college head coaching job. Think about that. Left a head coaching job of his own decision to go be an NFL defensive coordinator, and it turns out I think it's probably going to end up being the right decision.
I think you're right on all that, as with most things as they concern the Green Bay Packers. Rob, thank you so much for taking the time. Greatly appreciate you.
All right, guys, thanks for having me.
All right, there he goes. Rob Domofsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter on the Green Bay Packers, joining us on the Twisted Tea Hotline. Presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Get your Sunday forecast and your keys to victory coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets when you place your first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet's official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Your Sunday forecast down on the lake, a high of 85 degrees, 55% chance of rain, winds gust.
Go look at your little weather app and tell me what the hell's going on.
I want to know where's this forecast sourced from.
Per AccuWeather, warmer with times of clouds and sun, a shower in spots in the afternoon.
Sounds a lot better than the first one.
It does. It does. Time for your keys to victory on Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. And for that, we can only turn to one man, and it's Dr. Z. I see it. Yeah.
All right.
You could put, if you were into vanity plates, that'd be a funny vanity plate.
Dr. Z?
Because only the real ones would know.
I had a vanity plate for a brief period of time.
I'm sure you did. But like there was.
I'm sure you did?
Yeah. We all wanted them. There was a time in life where we all wanted them. You now though
he was
it would
in
be
his
strange.
little jersey,
right? Am I wrong?
You know, little sunglasses.
I just said it got to the point where like I didn't want.
You didn't want to be known, identified.
Yeah,
of course. That's everybody doesn't want that when we're older.
Yeah.
When we're kids, we want everyone to know.
All right, I'll give you.
We're palling around.
I'll give you 3 guesses for what my vanity plate was.
ZWO?
No, that would have been a good one.
Well, what's the age?
I was in my
20s, mid 20s.
We're trying to do a show in here, okay? I don't know if you guys are aware of that. We're trying to show. He's red. The guy's red. He looks like Stuart Sink after a golf round in Arizona with
I can't breathe over here.
Brother Love.
I like to hear what G-Man had to say.
Hold on. Between the comment during over-unders and then the vanity plate, we have checked all the boxes, and the next level is coming back for an encore.
Yes. See ya.
We should get out.
I'll see you on down the road.
Just replay the first half hour. Just replay it. It's fine. We're good. No one's listening anyway.
It's fine.
Respect the show.
It was Dragmere. My middle name.
Oh.
So that's like a pretty low-key one. I just thought it was cool.
And then you get that name out there. I'm sure it was. All right. Go. Keys. Go. You were in it. It was a young age. I'm not. There's no.
Did you
I'm
ever
not
have
browbeating you. No, I wanted one, but then I couldn't ever. I want to say that at the time when I wanted one, what I wanted wasn't available, so I said the hell with it.
What'd you want?
I can't even remember what it was. I
Bow
remember
nose?
the car. I remember the car, but I don't remember. It was a Mitsubishi Eclipse, but I don't remember.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, didn't make much sense for Montana.
Mine was on my.
That was the one where when I
SRT.
Oh, nice. When I went to my Montana auto insurance was one price, and then I went down to Florida, and for a man under 25,
it was a bit more
in a two-door sports car-ish situation. My auto insurance went to $250 a month, and I went, oh. Yeah. So that's a surprise we didn't count on.
I had it for a year, and then I would get people being like, "Oh, are you here? Are you?" Oh, and then I was like,
"Nah, I need the anonymity
ripped right off."
Yeah.
I kept the plate though because I thought it was cool just to have a Dragmere plate.
Yeah. All right, Keys, go ahead.
Listen, we've had some falls from grace around here, but there's
few
one
more than that.
There's one that is just
that's a beaten man right there, brother. Like that.
Jeez Louise,
limping around.
All right, look, the keys are very simple, folks. Okay, number one, we cannot turn the football over like we've been turning the football over. 9 straight games with 2 or more giveaways. Can't have that. Can't have it. So that's got to stop. Thank you for singling me up. Number 2. We've got to run the football. We've got to run them out of those 2 high shells. If we can run them out of the 2 high shells, we have a chance to then get some big plays down the field, which we need to do. We need to be more explosive on offense. That comes with number 1, running the football. Number 2, protecting the quarterback. Number 3, receivers getting open. Number 4, Joe Flacco having the time to deliver the football. So that's critically important. Defensively, you want to take Josh Jacobs out, try to make them unidimensional because they are without their number 1 receiver, and they could very well likely be without their number 1 pass catcher overall, which is their tight end, Tucker Kraft. So I think in this game, it would behoove us to try to make them a throwing football team. And then special teams is just, frankly, it's got to be better. Whoever it is that ends up kicking the football, put it through the uprights. We've got to cover, no blocks, just be a better special teams operation, and then we could go ahead and go out there and shock the world.
So before you started, I wrote down those 3.
That's right. Oh, but we've been doing this for a long time, you and I.
We have, brother.
And it's And this one, it's like put a Captain Obvious.
It's
My
all
lower third could
yeah.
say Captain Obvious. Yeah, that's what we've got to
Let's
do.
get it. Run it. Be clean. Don't be
Don't
a
turn it
problem in
over.
special teams.
Yeah.
And then you got a chance. Barking Backers, the official dog fan club of the Cleveland Browns. It's back for the 2025 season. Get your pup in on the action with exclusive gear, events, and more. Memberships are available now at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers is presented by Milkbone and in association with Embrace Pet Insurance and Pet Supplies Plus, a little segment we like to call Please Do Pay Attention to the Scores. It's coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week, presented by Ohio Cat, showcases the top matchups and rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team gets $3,000 in funding plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media. Who do we have this week? G-Man, do you know? Does he know?
Maple Heights, Willoughby South.
There you go. All right, there you go.
So I told him we were having this discussion because there were some big schools up for it.
Yeah, it was Eds and
I said,
Eds and Maslin was one of them.
I said, you got to understand something. The big schools are good at bringing it, but no one trumps the little guy.
Well,
the smaller schools vote in droves.
Yeah. I would tell you that the little guy, especially if the little guy is like has like a real sense, a big community sense.
Yep.
Then you're going to get it massively.
Yeah.
So you get a Chardon, a Kirtland, those type of. You're going to get those
Avon,
numbers. Avon,
Homestead Falls.
Absolutely, you're going to get massive turnout.
Yeah, it's mass appeal.
Because the other thing is some of those other programs are used to being talked about and covered, and then all of a sudden, if you're not and you get that, that's where that comes. Yeah.
Yep.
Good veteran experience, Gibby. Good job to you.
There you go.
All right, you ready?
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Listen, one thing we do on the show is we keeps it real. Not a great week for us last week. Not a great week. I went 7-9, 5-11 for the kid, but nonetheless, still both 2 games above 500 through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You don't go broke taking a profit.
No.
So, onward to week number 3.
Do we have the same cumulative record?
We do now, because the first week you went 12-4, so you were 8 games over 500. I went 10-6, so I was 4 games over 500. And then this week, even Steven. I went 7-9, so drop 2. You went 5-11, drop 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. There you go.
And we're even. All
And
right,
we're even.
let's do it. I don't like this week, by the way. Although we're off to a good start.
Boy, not a big fan either.
Yeah.
Here we go. In the 1 o'clock window on Sunday, kicking it off, and we go to the AFC South and down to Nashtucky. Titans hosting the unbeaten Indianapolis Colts. Danny Dimes coming to town. Bo Bishop, lead us off, since you hate this week.
All right. Should I do the thing where no, I won't do that.
Do whatever you want.
I don't want to do I'm not going to do the thing where I look into like where public is. I'm just going to do this. Here's what I think.
So shockingly, 55% on Tennessee.
Okay.
So it makes you feel better.
Yeah. I just don't see how – I don't understand how Tennessee scores enough. Give me the Colts. I don't love this game. Give me the Colts 24, Titans 14.
Colts by a billion. Same.
Onward we go.
Danny Dimes is going to be an MVP candidate.
He might.
Oh, my God.
He's definitely on the path to be this year's Darnold.
Yeah.
Clip
and Darnold
that.
was an MVP candidate at one point.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a vanity plate for Zagura for that afterward if we get done. Holy
Your vanity plate's going to be
God.
like only 2 sacks allowed.
Fine. But you said Danny Dimes was an MVP candidate.
You're hold on.
You are out of your mind.
Yours would be WNT. Yes, it would be that. No, it'd probably be
Why you gotta shit?
It's just too easy. I just know what it would be.
Why?
That's probably what his actual one would be. What it should be is Wednesday night taped.
Would also be good. Yeah.
All right, here we go. So get this. It's Minnesota hosting Cincinnati. Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. Vikings, immediately after the game, fly into Ireland.
Yeah.
They'll play in Ireland next Sunday and then meet us in London.
I wish we were going to Ireland.
Gonzo
That'd have been really
for 2
cool.
weeks.
That'd be cool, right?
I'd be fine with that.
Aren't we playing in the big stadium though, Gibby?
Can you imagine your Wembley or your Tottenham?
Tottenham.
Yeah. Can you imagine
I
if
got our booth
Can you imagine
dimensions.
if
It's
you
interesting.
guys like on Sunday we're flying to Ireland and we're going to just stay in the British Isles?
Oh,
for,
Miss K would be
for 2 weeks.
My wife would come on that trip. Then.
Thrilled.
I'd be like, yeah,
Miss
okay.
K be like
Thrilled.
not even sure if this is your child anymore.
Yeah.
Do
He
I
doesn't
know
even
you?
know
he doesn't even know.
I will
you.
have missed if that were the case. It would have been basically like 4 weeks out of
right
15 or
of his
16.
life.
Yeah, of his life.
Who is this guy, Mom?
Yeah. No, he loves. Oh man. So my favorite thing with him now is he's swaddled up. Like that's the thing. Now you
love
like
to get him
swaddle
all
the kids up. Like,
yeah,
where
of
it's
course.
Like,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a straight jacket.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they
it
love it. Though.
Straps over and
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing is I go and I get him in the morning. As soon as he sees me, he gives me a big smile. But he's just like a head, like sticking.
Yeah,
out.
he's like a little sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take him down. I'm like, you ready for the big stretch, buddy? And he's like, he starts smiling. And then I take it down. And once he gets free, then he's just like,
boom.
He loves it.
great.
It's great. Yeah.
So good.
All
Vikings
right.
visiting the
Speaking-
Bengals.
I'm going to do a big T transition there. I think it's a little bit of a stretch to have Jim Nance and Tony Romo on the call of Browning
imagine
Wentz.
So they got that assignment before the season.
course,
started.
yeah.
Of course they did. And this is, they're like, how could this be? How could this have
Good.
happened?
Take that, Romo.
Hope you enjoy that peach.
Cincinnati is not good.
Nope.
I wonder what the get-in price is for this one now.
Oh, they
They're
got
not
good
good.
fans.
They'll
I
still-
bet
yeah,
they'll
they'll
show.
skull. They'll be there.
They'll be jacked up.
Vikings in a barn burner. Minnesota 3, Cincy 0.
Same. Anytime I'm in something like this, I'm like, which coach do I think is better? And I think O'Connell's one of the best in the whole operation.
I like
and
that.
I think I'm really curious to see what he does with Wentz. I mean, you forget like how good Wentz was.
Oh, I think he's been pretty good with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get
Yeah.
the ball to him. Hawkinson.
Yeah. I actually think Vikings relatively large.
All right, onward we go. In the AFC, a little cross-division tilt. The Squealers, fresh off of that debacle last week. Good. On the road in New England, visiting Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots, who got their first win a week ago. Bo Bishop, Patriots, Steelers.
I mean, listen. Mike Vrabel was here. He's a Buckeye. He's the pride of Walsh Jesuit. Go, Pats, go. Find a way. Outright. Packers. I'm sorry. Patriots, 17. Steelers, 16.
I always write my picking before you make your pick.
Oh, wow.
Same. I think the Steelers' defense is a little fraudulent. Alex Highsmith's now out for the year. I'm a big believer in Drake May. I'd like to see them get Travion Henderson a little bit more involved. I don't know what it is with some of these teams and these rookies not getting them involved, but I like the Patriots. I think they're feisty. I think they're going to win this game. I think Vrabel's going to have a great game plan for Arthur Smith. Don't they have to know each other quite well?
Yeah, quite well.
From Tennessee?
For sure. Yeah.
Probably no love lost.
None.
Yeah. I'm going with the Patriots here. Bigly.
Pat the Patriot unis too, baby.
Oh, you can't lose it.
Gorgeous,
They're too
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Patriots 27, Steelers 3.
Whew. All right. Up next, this one should be Sunday Night Football in place of the Chiefs and the Giants, but, NBC's determined to keep that New York market in play. Ram it back to the East Coast and a rematch of last year's playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, ram it, 1 o'clock, Zagura.
So I saw some stat that Saquon Barkley in the 2 games against the Ramets had 460 yards rushing in 2 games and 5 touchdowns.
That doesn't seem possible. Like 230 a game?
Yeah, remember in the playoffs they ran for like 500 yards against them.
Jeez, holy cow.
Obscene.
Big number. Yeah, big number.
I like this Rams team. I don't know why. I'm all in. Devontae, Puka Nacua. Do they win? I don't know. Don't need them to. Eagles, 900. Rams, 902.
Same, but slightly different.
Whoa.
Ramets win.
Well, I said win.
I thought you said Eagles win.
I said Eagles. I tricked her, but I said Eagles 900 and then Rams 902.
Oh, you were so savvy. I didn't see that.
902. So same, but
sneaking
same.
around, sneaking around on
Right,
me.
you gotta bring
same,
them up,
but
then bring
same.
them down. Then bring
Same,
them up,
but
bring them
same.
down.
I like it.
Up next, the 0-2 Jets. Fields is out. Am I correct?
You are.
He is, yeah.
Fields out. I don't even know who plays quarterback. for
Tyrod.
them.
Tyrod. This is Tyrod.
This is Browns.
against Baker.
Oh, that's
Tyrod
right.
Baker.
2018 Browns.
Yep.
Tampa Bay will open some fridges. Maybe Zagura can be on the sideline for this one. Jets visiting
Twice
the
this week
Tampa
he's made
Bay
this shot.
Buccaneers.
Twice
Uh,
this
Bo-
twice
In
this
the
week.
most personal way.
Yeah, most personal.
Any chance I can
I'm
get
not
to
overthinking
throw
it. Bucks by $1 billion.
The same. I just don't.
I just don't
if
see it.
with Fields,
With Fields,
I'd be on them. The Bucks have lost basically their whole entire offensive line now.
Yeah.
At some point, that's going to catch up with them.
Yep.
It feels like we're being silly. It just seems almost too easy, but I think it is going to be that easy.
Yep.
Just the talent disparity is vast.
Yep.
Bucks, huge.
Next, no Jaden Daniels.
Is that nut for sure? Oof.
I believe so, yes.
That's the only way this number makes any
it is the
sense.
only
Yeah,
way
it's
it
been
does.
all over ESPN as I've been watching
Right.
it behind the
Good
scenes,
job,
guys.
Kev. Good
Yeah,
job.
we're here till the wee hours of the morn, my friend. By the way, the number has changed as well.
What do you got?
The hook is gone.
Marcus Mariota
That's helpful.
officially will
It
get
is
the
helpful.
start versus
So I made note of it.
the Las Vegas Raiders. It is Raiders commies from Washington. Zagura.
Geno Smith threw 3 picks last week.
Mm-hmm.
Bauer's a little dinged up. They can't get Genty going.
He's mad.
Genty is?
Why draft me?
He said that?
No, it's
No,
one of those,
it's
one of those
Bo's
ridiculous
fantasy draft.
It was one of those ridiculous fake things that my kids fall for on social because you can't tell what's real and what's not.
No.
So there's a picture of Genty with a quote with him quoted under it, and they're like, "Look, Dad, look!" And I'm like, "I don't think he said that. I think I would have caught wind of that." But they're like, "Oh, he hates it there." Oh, okay, all right.
Good. Feed him the ball. Give the squeaky wheel some grease, brother. I need Genty to help out my squad.
Let him go.
Let him live. Let him breathe. Marcus Mariota can manage a game. It's not going to be pretty. They're not going to go nuts on them, but he can manage a game, and I think that Washington's just too much for this Las Vegas team. I've got the commies in this one 13-7.
Yeah, 13-9. I'm similar.
Oh, so we're all the same so
All right. Up next, we got to move along. NFC South. This would be a prime example of the Falcons being gutless this week. Falcons on the road visiting the Carolina Panthers. The Falcons cut their kicker an hour ago.
They cut who? Koo?
Yeah.
Koo got
Yeah,
cut.
Romo, dude.
He's gone.
He's out.
Romo.
Yeah.
Romo mania.
It's Falcons, it's Panthers. Panthers are 0-2, Bo Bishop.
Where's the public on this? Do you have it?
Oh, boy.
Well,
Because this doesn't look.
this I'm gonna go.
I don't want to not think it, but I just want to make sure that it's not like 90%.
Ooh, it's heavy on the Panthers.
Falcons 99, Panthers 6.
This is where I'm warning you, gutless.
This
comes
doesn't.
into
Something
play
about
here.
this doesn't make sense. It says Carolina opened as the favorite. How could they open as the favorite in this game?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
99-6, Falcons.
We're gonna have our first disagreement. I am
Oh.
getting back up there.
Little Bryce.
Little Bryce. Tetaroa. I like him a lot. Hunter Renfro's been a nice little piece for them. Chuba
Doesn't
Hubbard.
like to be Tet. I think that's a mistake.
No, it's Tetaroa. I know.
It's a
He
mistake.
doesn't. I don't know that he likes T-Mac either.
That's a mistake, too.
Yeah.
They're both more catchy. Like, just roll with it.
Tetaroa is a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a
going
lot.
on.
Reminds me of a city in New Zealand where I
Make
once
a
played
pick.
golf
We got to
called
go. We got
Rotorua.
3 minutes and like
Home
6
to
more
natural
games.
sulfur baths and natural sulfur springs. So if you get a bubble that bursts like a rotten egg, Rotorua. Write that down.
Like Austin
Panthers.
Powers. With
Pardon me for being rude. It was not me. It was my food. It just popped up from down below to say hello. Just popped up to say hello and came from down below.
Such a win.
How dare you
Where
break
are
wind
we with
before me?
this? Where
I'm
are
sorry, baby. I didn't know it was your turn. What a great film.
What a film. Where are
Are
we?
you going to make a pick?
Did
I
we do
did.
this already? I think it's your turn.
I did. Tetaroa at the
All
back
right.
door.
Yep.
Let me in.
Texans 0-2, trying to get their first dub. I think we're all Texans fans because they are playing in the armpit of America, Jacksonville, this
Oh,
Sunday,
God, that's
1
right.
o'clock.
Yeah, I just think Texans got big problems. Jaguars. Jags.
Come on.
Come on. The Texans aren't going to go all season without winning a game. Texans, get right. The get right game. Houston, 70. Jags, 60.
To the 4 o'clock window, Broncos on the road at SoFi, visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. Zagura.
When I was in college, there was a guy who was a junior or senior, I'm sorry, my sophomore year in the fraternity. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was my freshman year and he was a junior. That makes more sense. I was a quarterback. He was a receiver. We had a very nice connection. And when I would throw him a touchdown, he would get very excited and he would scream at the nearest defender, "Don't touch me because I'm electric. And if you touch me, you'll get shocked." Chargers.
Same.
By $1 billion.
Yep, they're good.
True story. That is
That's
a
great.
true
That's a great
story.
Just imagine him selling that.
Yeah.
Onward we go. The Saints on the road visiting Seattle. It'll be the Ken Walker show at running back Zach Charbonnet. Doubtful.
Saints have been frisky the first 2 weeks. This is too much. It's all the way across the country. Seattle's better than that will lead you to believe. I like Seattle bigly.
I remember a time when I was a bit of a younger man when the Saints were a great team but had to go on the road to Seattle in a wild card game that people thought was unjust.
Oh, are you going to go there?
And then Marshawn Lynch dominated them and created such a stir from the 12s that it registered on the Richter scale.
That's true. Yeah.
Saints, 27. Seattle, 77.
Oh, thank God.
Cowboys on the road in Chi-Town. Bears looking for their first win of the year. The Cowboys are 1-1. Bo Bishop.
I don't think the Bears are going to be terrible forever. I think give them a little bit of grace, but this is a tough matchup for thing. I think Dak throws it all over the place, and they get some momentum. Give me the Cowboys.
They're not practicing at a Super Bowl level. Cowboys by $1 billion.
Zagura, your Niners playing host to the Arizona Cardinals.
Nate Spumoni.
The thing that I don't like about these lines is we're picking so many that just seem so stinking obvious. And it rarely doesn't. It's rarely that easy.
Favorites crushed last week, and we went against them a lot.
Yeah,
So
well, this week we are chalk it.
we are, yeah. Niners.
Nate Spumoni. Kyler. Looks like an addition to my Spumoni. Not a full dessert. Niners by $1 billion. By the way, Nate. Really love what Mac Jones is doing. I like a lot about.
I bet
Mac
he
Jones.
does.
Something about him.
There's something about that kid, that Mac Jones.
Got some moxie.
Niners 70, Cardinals 60.
Sunday Night Football, we're not waiting up for. Chiefs on the road visiting the G-Men.
Chiefs win, but Russ Wilson bombs over Baghdad at the back door.
Bootsy.
This is a Chiefs.
We got to go.
They're shutting everybody up. Chiefs by 50.
So much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Head to your local Meijer, scan the Hillshire Farms QR code in the meat department, buy one smoked sausage, get 50% off from now until September 30th, and a chance to win a suite for 10 to the Steelers game on December 28th.
The smoked sausage.
You love it. 9 a.m. Browns game day, Ken and Gerard. 11 a.m. the kickoff show with Andy and Tyvis. 1 o'clock, Z, Siciliano, Gerard, Packers at Browns.
I need to be able to see everybody at the new place.
At the new place.
I got to be able to see everybody. That's I want more than
Be
anything.
funny if at the new place they're like all the way down
30.
the hall.
They should be all right.
Like
Another
we're
room.
all by ourselves.
We're going to have to separate you from Robin like they did at WNBC. Browns shocked the
Let's
world.
go.
You heard it here first.
These hats.
24.
15.
12. Double them up.
We'll be back Monday to break it
Here
all
we
down.
go,
Thanks for listening, buddy.
buddy.
Cleveland Browns
Here we
Daily,
go.
850 ESPN
Alpha
Cleveland.
Dogs.